Begin today with the former governor of Virginia, Douglas Wilder, a Democrat, joining us today from Richmond, a former mayor of Richmond as well. And Governor, thanks for being here. I want to start with your reaction to this bombshell announcement by Senator Bayh that he is not running for re-election. What does this say to you about the 2010 landscape?
Well, when I was informed of it prior to coming on this show, I said, wow, it's tough. I know Evan Bayh, he's a decent guy. I've known him since I've been lieutenant governor and governor, and debated him, really, for he was a Kennedy person. I was for Obama. But he's a decent guy with good ideas. The Democrats, to lose him, it's big, big, big.
How much of a train wreck are Democrats potentially looking at in these midterm elections?
Well, I think the problem that we have is that some people have been whistling by their graveyard as if nothing is going on. Well, everything is fine, and they keep talking about the president's personal popularity. And we see in recent polls coming out in the last several days to show that that might not be the case. And so I think it's anybody's guess as to how bad it could be in terms of the House being taken over, in terms of the Senate even now. Let's assume this. If you can't do it with 60 votes, and if you can't do it with 59 votes, a single reduction will bring about a great deal of difficulty. I thought that that the jobs bill should have been number one. I still think that. That's why I'm saying the president should have people advising him, stick to the message that you campaigned on. And that's why I'm saying that the Democratic National Chairman has got a lot of work to do, had a lot of work to do, and that's why I'm saying I don't know that it's in the makeup of the present chairman to undertake the job to bring the victories that are needed, because the record doesn't show that it has been so.
Well, you made some news on this last week, calling for your successor as governor of Virginia, Tim Kaine, to step down from the DNC and as part of a broader shakeup of the White House political operation. What is that based on, and what would it accomplish to move some of these people around?
Well, first of all, let's look at, we lost Virginia by the biggest number of votes in the last 50 years. We lost New Jersey. We lost a seat that shouldn't have been lost in Massachusetts. And then when you look at the special elections that have been lost here in Virginia, it means that you've got to have a message. And that means that the president has to have someone delivering that message that is in sync with what he's doing and what he has in mind. That's why the people around the president, if they're advising him to stick with health care, stay with health care, give the kinds of monies for the stimulus package that we're given with no strings attached, and then to come back and say, well, we're going to get on jobs, but when? And the confidence of the American people is dwindling on a daily basis.
So Governor Wilder, you say that Tim Kaine should go as DNC chairman. You're also suggesting a shakeup with the White House staff. Who else do you think should go?
Well, it's not a question of the naming of who should go. The question is, how do you strengthen it? You strengthen the DNC chair by saying, get somebody else there. You strengthen the operation of the White House by bringing in people. He's bringing in David Plouffe back. What that does, I don't know. But do you need to bring in other people? Do you need to listen to other people? Do you need to reach out to other people who've had some experience in governing rather than getting elected? He had the most brilliant team to assemble to get him elected. The question is, are these people capable of governance?
What about Rahm Emanuel?
I don't know him personally. Does he need help? He might need some help.
Do you think he should be among those who go?
I'm not suggesting anyone go. I'm suggesting
except for Tim Kaine.
Right.
Yes, I did suggest that, but I'm suggesting that the president needs to examine, does he have the best? And it happens in every presidency.
Right.
And the president is a student of history, and I'm quite certain that what I'm suggesting isn't so disruptive. It's critical, but it's constructive criticism. I'm hoping that the president does well. I know most of the American people want to see him do well, but you can't do well the way you have been continuing. You've got to stop that and get a different direction.
Governor, put the question out to followers on Twitter. Their question of the day today was what it would accomplish. What would a political or a major shakeup like this accomplish? And one person wrote back, this is at Johnny DiStefano, said the problem with a shakeup is that they think if you mistake a political problem for a communications problem. This is a broader issue that the White House is dealing with. Would you not agree than just who the right people are and how they're getting the message out?
Oh, yes. I don't disagree with that at all. That's why what I've said to you, rather than to displace some people or get rid of some people, what is the message? What do you need? What kind of information should you have? Are you listening to the people rather than just hearing them? Are you paying attention to what the needs of the American people are and how they're articulating what they want you to put on the front burners and to deal with them? Jobs, number one, but stay with it and let people know that you mean that.
Let me put you on the spot for a prediction, if you can. If things going the way they are now, what happens in the House and the Senate?
Things going the way they're going now, there'll be substantial gains in both the House and the Senate. The real question is, will the gains be sufficient to take control? More so in the House today than would be in the Senate, but as you and I know, a couple of weeks and a couple of months is a long time in politics.
That's substantial Republican gains you're predicting.
I do.
All right. Former Governor Doug Wilder, Democrat of Virginia, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.